Okay, so some things that we're going to get into with email marketing. We have the landing page, we captured the email, we followed up with what we're giving away to them. A few things that we want to accomplish in our email sequence is we want to make sure that they know who we are and what we do. That's the first objective. When you build out your follow up emails in your autoresponder, I suggest at least 5 emails. You know, pre make a week worth of emails and you'll delay them and separate them by 24 hours, like drip release. But the reason why I'm saying at least 5 is because there's all kinds of statistics out there that when you have repetition and you keep seeing the same thing, that's when people start to accept something. So, what does that mean? Like, okay, you have critical thinking going on 24/7, while you're awake, I should say, not while you're sleeping. When you're awake, you're constantly rejecting what's important, what's not important. If something is important, it gets your focus. You may remember it and be able to recall it, but there's a very limited amount of information that will tell your brain this is something to focus on. Most of it, probably over 90% of the things that your eyes actually see, you immediately forget. Your brain just goes, no, not important. So, how do we make what we're doing important? You have to keep hitting these people numerous times. One time is not going to do it. 5 times, maybe. At least it's a start. It depends on what business you're in too. Like our business with marketing, online marketing, and digital products and stuff like that, you're talking at least 2 weeks of building a trust and relationship. Okay, so first, they need to know who we are. Second, they need to like us. You know what I mean? So on day 2, first email you send out is who you are, what you do. Introduction, welcome to what they signed up for. Day 2, you send them story. Everything needs to be in stories. It's the best way of communicating. So you send out an email that tells the story of something that they're interested in, and now they start to build that rapport with you where they like you. That's the second thing that you're trying to achieve. The third thing you're trying to achieve is on day 3, you send out this other email. You want to build a rapport where they can trust you. You are talking about certain technical things, but it's entertaining and they like you, and now they get a sense this dude really knows what he's talking about. So they trust you. Now, why is it that there's all these business studies where if someone knows who you are, they like you, and they trust you, that they still don't buy from you? Well, that's because Harvard University, I think, was a college that had made this study that proved that people only start to convert when you challenge them. So, what does that mean? It means that if they have some kind of preset bias way of thinking, unless you break that down to them and challenge them to test whatever it is that they think is correct, they won't like really believe what's going on. Example, um, let's say, since we're talking about email marketing, the myth out there, well, maybe it's not a myth, statistics, whatever you want to call it. The general idea is that for everybody that's on your email list, they're worth about $1 a piece. So let's say you build your list to 10,000 subscribers. If you're doing, if you're doing email marketing correctly, that should be $10,000 a month that you make from that list. Obviously, not everybody is going to be successful and do it correctly, and so there's going to be lists out there of 10,000 plus subscribers who aren't making a consistent $10,000 a month, and that's okay. But what we're trying to get to is to say that's what everyone is saying is supposed to happen, and for me to get you as the subscriber to my email thing to believe what I'm saying and actually buy into what we're trying to do, I need to challenge that idea. And so not only do I challenge the idea, but I challenge you to take the advice that we're talking about, go out into the field and demonstrate it and have live practice. Because if you can do what we're talking about and generate the dollar per lead per month, then it's confirmation to yourself, and it makes me look like the authority or the expert. If you fail, which is what I'm saying, I'm challenging that theory. You know what I mean? I'm saying it doesn't happen for everybody. There are some people that are successful because they know what they're doing, and then there's other people who just listen to what they said and don't know what they're doing, and then it doesn't work. So I challenge you to go make this happen, right? Now, when you challenge the person that you're speaking to in the email, they got a choice to make. Either A, they're going to do it on their own, most likely fail, because if they knew how to do it, they wouldn't be listening to you. B, they're going to basically humble themselves and come back to you saying, you know what, there are weak points of, my strategy that I'm doing here. Help me out. So that's what you need to do. Okay, so that was what, point 5, right? Was they like, or no, 4. So they know who you are, they like you, they trust you. Now you've challenged them. The last one is direct marketing, straight conversion. Now you're just going to, day 5, you send out that email and you're like, look, everything that I had to offer, it's all out on the table. Either you're going to go with it or you're not. So I think that depending on the business, depending on all this kind of stuff, is how you want to approach that. Generally, I would say the most ideal situation is in that last email where you're just call to action, like sign up for whatever it is we're doing. If they choose not to, you don't have to take them off the list just yet. Eventually you will, because people who ignore your emails, they don't open them, or they don't interact with them or take action, hurt your score. And we'll get into that in another video. But eventually you're going to want to remove them people from it. So, okay, you're constantly getting people in the top of your funnel who are new customers, new subscribers. You want that to constantly be turning over. The people that are at the bottom who just dead weight, you're always taking that like bottom 30% and just delete them off your list, because A, it's going to give you a better score. You're going to have better open rates. You're not going to get, dinged for being spammy, and like there's a lot of benefits to cleaning your list. So we'll get into that in another video. But in the meantime, for the people that didn't convert to a sale, what you could do is go back to providing value, where you're just sharing stories and writing copy that gets them to know who you are, like you, trust you, challenges their current ideas of whatever the situation is, and periodically, maybe once a week, is pretty light, you go in for the sale. So you send 4 emails of just value and then you go for the sale. In every single email that you send, it should be directing people to your sales page. So let's talk about the sales page. You want an awesome title, big promise, what you're claiming that you're going to do. You want a sales video that basically says everything that's on the page just in video form, because you want that face-to-face interaction with people. You want to build the trust. You want the rapport. There's a lot of statistics out there that say that people love consuming video. Netflix is huge. You know what I mean? So YouTube, it's more entertaining and engaging. People just like watching video. So that's at the top of your page. You got your headline, then you got your video. Under your video, you're going to have the benefits of why, people should be buying into whatever it is that you're buying or you're selling. So, maybe you're going after a cosmetic surgeon and you're saying you've arrived at this page. The headline says, get more clients, however, put a number to it, X amount of clients per month, here's how. Video, you explain underneath the video. Benefits is obviously they get more leads, then they make more money. Keep stacking on the benefits. So what is the benefit of the benefit? Well, if you're making more money, scheduling more clients, you got more leads coming in the door, which is resulting in more sales. You can dump more money back into the business. You can take time off and take your family for a vacation. You can, XYZ. You got to know who you're talking to and stress the points that they're concerned with or interested about. So then you're going to do social proof, before and afters, results, testimonies, case studies, all of these things that you want to just drive home the idea on your sales page that here's tons of evidence of, why what I'm telling you is the truth, and anything that you think, that this is spam or like scammy or BS or whatever, you want to address them right then and there, especially in the video, and break all of the, misbeliefs. Why that's so powerful? Well, it shows that you've been in the industry and you know what to expect. So if I told you, hey, I'm a great marketer, you should buy from me. How compelling is that? You know what I mean? As opposed to if I was to say to you, you ever get so many clients that it shuts down your payment processor? Yeah, happens to my clients all the time. They freeze up your account. You can't access your bank account. There's all kinds of problems that happen. And that's what the big ones with PayPal. What is it? Not Squarespace. What is it? I can't think at the moment, but you know what I'm talking about. Square, something. Okay, so another very specific problem I could say to you is, is your platform, your hosting platform, costing you too much money? Huge problem. Come across it all the time. People, I don't want to name names because maybe it might be bad business to be throwing other people under the bus, but we'll just say there's a platform out there that allows you to build membership sites, and it starts with a K, and it's very expensive. We're talking about over $100 a month, if not more. It's probably more than that. I haven't checked it in a long time, but so I'll come across people that are selling their stuff online and they're using this service, and if they have a dip in sales or whatever the case, maybe they're just getting started, they don't even have sales yet, and they're paying for this tool that is literally just setting their pockets on fire. So you do that. Another big problem we come across is your Facebook ads, your YouTube ads. You're spending all this money and you're not getting a good return on investment because you don't know what you're doing. So that's a huge one. Customer service is dropping the ball. That's a huge one. People sign up for your course, they get stuck, or it wasn't very clear why they joined. Like you were kind of vague about what you were going to promise them. And so they were like, oh, this seems like a good idea. They get inside your course and then come to find out that they already know everything you're talking about. Very disappointed. Now they're hitting up customer service. They're trying to get their money back, all this kind of stuff. It happens all the time. You outsource your customer service. How many times have you, as a consumer, went to, call a company to complain about something or find out some information, and you get on the phone and it's somebody in another country? You know what I mean? Like, it's huge. Get it all the time. Chatbots are another customer service issue. People go to your website and they type in, whatever it is. The person replies back with something super generic, and the people reply with something very specific, and you get, feedback that's like, and you start questioning, like, am I just talking into like an echo chamber here? Like, there's not anybody on the other side of this computer? Because a lot of people run their customer service off of AI that's not up there yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's enough to send an instant message, like a reply, but it's not quite a person. So, you're losing business. What's another big one we get? Your landing page doesn't convert. People are unsubscribing from your email list. They don't find value in what you're sending them, So I could go on and on. The point is that when I talk about these things in my Facebook ads, my landing page has a video, my sales page has a video, training that I give away for free all have videos. When you address these specific things that you already know are problems out in your field, and you know that you're talking directly to the people that are going to be purchasing from you, this builds the trust and the like and the transparency and all of this stuff, because they feel understood. They know where they're coming from. So man, that was a long ass rant, but you get what I'm saying.